In the surefire College Football Hall of Fame career of quarterback Dak Prescott, he shattered 38 different school records at Mississippi State University on the gridiron. In his final game as a collegian, Prescott made even more history. Dak had 427 total yards and 4 touchdown passes as the Bulldogs romped the North Carolina State Wolfpack by a score of 51-28 in the Belk Bowl here at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. Those 427 total yards for Prescott, a new Belk Bowl record. Of those 427 all-purpose yards, 380 of those were passing yards. Also a new Belk Bowl record, and those 4 touchdown passes tied a Belk Bowl record. And 1 month after the Bulldogs lost at home to their bitter rivals, the Ole Miss Rebels, to end the regular season, Mississippi State was ready from the word go in this contest. On the first play from scrimmage, the Mississippi State defense forced a turnover. Wolfpack quarterback Jacoby Brissett threw an interception to linebacker Jerry Green, and 5 plays later, the Bulldogs were in the end zone. A 14-yard touchdown pass from Prescott to first-team All-SEC wide receiver Fred Ross gave the Bulldogs a 7-0 lead. That lead ballooned to 21-0 midway through the second quarter before NC State got on the board with a couple of touchdowns to cut that lead down to 7. But the Bulldogs scored 10 unanswered points late in the first half to go into intermission with a 17-point lead at 31-14, and they pretty much cruised from there for the victory. The Bulldogs end the season 9-4, the 6th time in the 114-year history of Mississippi State football that they end the season with at least 9 wins. The last 2 occurrences of that, last season and this season. And after the game, I got a chance to talk with first-team All-SEC wide receiver Fred Ross. He had 7 catches, 74 yards, a touchdown receiving, and also a touchdown rushing from 33 yards on a reverse. And after the game, I got a chance to talk with him, and I began our conversation with him by asking him, did he expect his name to be called on a run play in this contest today?
I didn't know it was coming, but when it was called, I was a little happy. I mean, they have a great defense, and they were being real aggressive on that drive. So when Coach called the play, it was a great play call. I just received the pitch, got a couple of good blocks, and just, tried to use speed to get in the end zone.
51 points in this ball game. The offense was clicking from the word go. About this game specifically, what about the preparation allowed yourself and this offense to be on all cylinders?
I think it was more of just everyone just wanting to get back on the football field. It had been a while since we had played. I mean, it was those seniors' last game, so coming into the game, we all knew that we had to send those seniors out the right way. And I mean, I think that kind of just had a lot to do with the offense just clicking.
One of those seniors, Dak Prescott, having another great game and his final game in the maroon and white. What has he meant to you personally and as a football player?
Me and Dak are real close. I mean, that's like my brother. When we're away from the facility, we're always together. So, I mean, seeing him leave, that's it gets me a little emotional. But I mean, I'm glad he came out here and dominated the game tonight. And I mean, props to Dak, and he'll mean a lot to this university.
Last year, you win your first 9 games. Mississippi State is the #1 team in the country, then losing 3 out of 4, although you make the Orange Bowl. This year, 9 wins, 1 win fewer than last year, and you win your bowl game. What would you choose in between last year and this year?
I like to win. I'm a winner. Losing that bowl game last year, it's a totally different feeling from this year and winning the bowl game. So I definitely take the win. And I mean, just props to the team for playing good tonight.
With yourself and Deronye Wilson, is Mississippi State the new wide receiver in the SEC?
I mean, that's the way we like to look at it. We feel like we have the best receiver corps in the nation, and I mean, we all just like to come out and work hard and just do our job, and just we are winners, and I think that's what kind of helped us tonight.
Did you teach Brandon Bryant that one-handed catch for the interception?
I mean, no, he has that playmaking ability in himself, and I mean, that was a heck of a play by Brandon.
Of course, there's a big decision you have to make. You're a junior. After the game, there was Bojangles and Chick-fil-A out there. Of those two, what would you choose?
Chick-fil-A, man. I like Chick-fil-A. I grabbed a Bojangles box just, I'm in a rush trying to get on the bus. But I mean, yeah, Chick-fil-A.
All right. Fred Ross, thank you so very much for the time. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
So the Bulldogs win this bowl game, and Dak Prescott ends his career in storybook fashion. You can't say the same thing for the other senior quarterback in this ball game. Wolfpack senior Jacoby Brissett, coming into this game, had 45 career touchdowns and only 13 career interceptions. After his fourth passing attempt in this ball game, Brissett already had 2 interceptions, and both of those interceptions were turned into Mississippi State touchdowns. And although North Carolina State fought valiantly in this ball game to cut MSU's lead down to 7 at one point, those mistakes and the Bulldogs themselves too much to overcome, as the Wolfpack come up just short at winning their 8th game for a second consecutive season. They have to settle for 7-6 in the 3rd year under head coach Dave Doran. So stay tuned to A Lot of Sports Talk and ALotofSportsTalk.com. We will be at MetLife Stadium for the regular season finale in the National Football League between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. What is the reaction going to be in the Philadelphia Eagles locker room in the first game after the Chip Kelly era, Kelly being fired from the Philadelphia Eagles as head coach on Tuesday? And also, we will have coverage of the National Women's Hockey League for you as well. So once again, the final score, the Mississippi State Bulldogs 51 and the North Carolina State Wolfpack 28 in the Belk Bowl. From Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, this is Adesina Koiki for ALotofSportsTalk.com.